Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Oops. Oh, and I start the day with 20,700 views. And so I just need to get to 20,800, but if I could get to 21,000 today, that'd be fine. But I have to earn that, right? Yeah. So the title, uh, The Day of the Peach is Coming. Well, titles are not always relevant. This one, wow. Petrie to Peach is an easy reach, so, and it rhymes. Um, that's me. My birthday is coming in 2 months and a day, so I hope you remember me on that day. We'll see if I can. Well, yeah, I should. Yeah, if I broadcast with both laptop and computer, not my desktop, but my computer, which used to be my phone. Yeah, I could do, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, ooh, I could broadcast 16 hours. I don't know if 16 hours is too much for you, but it's not too much for me. So, yeah, today I'm doing I'm going to do an official race of the two drawings. Drawing one, drawing two, in 8 minutes. Because I'm a racer now. See? 8 minutes. It's gonna be one of my things. I don't know. Like I think uh I think I might fail to draw two in 8 minutes. So I did okay on the practice size, which is a lot smaller, but like half the size. More than less than half the size. So and I've so far been successful in all my attempts of racing. Um but what racer doesn't have defeat? So I'll do it this once and see how it goes, and yeah, that'll be that. And I will be asking the question of the day, which relates to the magic fruit. Monday was the grapes of easy money, the green grapes of easy money, and the red grapes of easy love, with the catch being the other would be harder. Tuesday was the Mac apples taking you to 1,000 years into the future of mankind, and Spartan apples taking you into your own past where you could make 3 changes without fucking everything up. And down by the same riverbank, which you're going to all week in this scenario. Oh, you must know this though. One of the days you'll have to refuse the offer of the fruit, or you will die. Sorry, this magic is tough. So Well, I don't think a lot of people are going to be here at this time when I didn't schedule this, so no big heads up. Um, so I guess I'll start. Hmm. Well, I guess I'll start now. So I thought the best I could do was a couple of clouds, and the sun. And some mountains. I guess I could add some grass. Ah, this stupid little phone is now frick. The timer just keeps shut. Well, not the timer, but the light. Just stay there for like 5 minutes at a time. Is that too much to ask for? Hmm. Apparently, I can do a lot more than that. Let's add a bird. Another bird. Another bird. Whoops. Oh, maybe a baby cloud. Okay. Yeah, that's a decent drawing. I'll call that done. Now we go like this. Oh, stop doing that. $250. Oh yeah, I'm hanging in. I'm doing good. Hmm. Well, as you can see, I have just over a minute left. So what else can I do? Let's go another cloud. Mm, Let's go another tree. Another tree there. And I'm got less than 30 seconds. What would you have me do? Now, is 4 minutes of drawing too generous? Nah, like for and that's it. That's one. And that's two. So I guess I'll do this a couple times a month. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because it's 2 months to the day. Now here's one of my little drawings that I rather like. Wow, 13 people. Cool. So who among you will step up and say hello? Hmm. Ooh, I just had a thought. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, there goes. I just have to figure out the fruit. I started with grapes. I've used apples. Okay. I know what fruit I'm going to use. I just have to figure it out. And I know what the question's going to be, and it's going to be a doozy. Okay. Are you ready? Now, this would be nice where one would say, yes, I/we are ready, but you guys are shy, so I just have to deal with your shyness. Okay. Same riverbank. You walk down to the riverbank today, and you find two pears, an Anjou pear and a Williams pear. Well, Williams pear, also known as the Bartlett pear. So, just two different kinds of pear. So, the Anjou pear, now again, you can refuse to eat the fruit, and one of the 7 days, you're going to have to refuse the gift. So, for some of you, this would be an easy refusal day. So, the Anjou pear, you eat it, and you get to be your spirit animal for 24 hours, whatever your spirit animal is. Or if you don't have a spirit animal, just pick an animal that you'd like to be for a day. And no, you won't be killed. You won't be, no harm will come to you. And yes, if you wanted to freak science out, you could turn yourself in, so animal or fish, just because if you wanted to turn yourself into a megalodon, but then you'd have to worry about then you'd have to deal with the consequences that you'd probably, well, okay, you probably wouldn't kill humans, but maybe you would. So, um, or if you have the Williams pair, the Bartlett pair, you live as the opposite sex for a day. Yep. If you're a dude, you get to be a woman. If you're a woman, you get to be a dude. So if you ever wanted to know, and if you're a man becoming a woman, odds are you won't have to be a woman On any day that she is suffering from menstrual issues, but maybe you will. That's up to you. Uh, Probably not. So, will anyone answer this question today? Me? Uh, oh, which would I take? Oh, hmm. Well, if I became, well, I can't be a spirit animal. I'm not sure what. Well, I'm not sure what my spirit animal would be. Because then I couldn't write for a day or stream or draw. No. Though if I became a woman for a day, I'd have something to write about, for sure. Um, I think I'll pass on this one though. That'll be something to write about, and maybe I'll come to regret it because I've been choosing along with you. I mean, on Monday I chose the green grapes for the easy money, and yesterday I believe I chose yeah I went to the future, 1,000 years into the future of mankind. I was worried about uh, managing to fuck things up if I change three things. Though I have some good ideas of what I would change. Like I would try to convince myself to start writing and drawing earlier than I did. Certainly the drawing. Not giving it a real try until 46. Yeah, bad call. Uh, so yeah, I pass on the whole transformation. And yes, I realize none of these things can happen in our reality, but I like to ask interesting questions. And if we had a poll, if we had the ability to make polls, Haps, if you're listening, can we have an ability to make polls at some point in the future? That'd be good. Yeah. So I pass on Wednesday. Um, so who's down to share their choices? Like, would anyone choose to live as a day as the opposite sex? And if you did, what would you do? Though some of what some people would do, that's a little harder in during a pandemic because well, people are still having sex, but maybe not as much. And what kind of animal would you choose to be if you went becoming an animal route? Oh yeah. So, what do you want me to do next? No, I'm not doing another 2 and 8. No. I mean, if you want to drop some gold or sponsor me, sure. Yeah, I am available for sponsorships, and I'm working on what the exchange will be for sponsorships. The little sweetness. Um, oh, maybe this will be a short broadcast. I accomplished what I set out to accomplish. I won the 2 and 8. I asked my question of the day, and it's a pretty cool one. Let's see who's broadcasting right now. Ooh. Elamai Bunny Valentine. Daryl from Cool. Ali Musa. The Day of the Peach is Coming. Oops. No, Charles Petrie. Andy Labadins. Ellsworth Simeona. Erica Nelson. Prophet Sandra Dawkins. Princess Ariel Mermaid. And God's Intercessor Latoya. Hey, you can support multiple broadcasters. Well, there's multiple ways to support. Just, just catching their cast when you got the time. Reacting to their content. Those reactions don't cost anything. The gold and the Haps gold, the coins, and if you're here every day, speaking of which, and you broadcast once a week, at the end of the month, you can have easily 3,500 in coins. And if you space it out correctly, you could even have sure, you could have 3,900 in coins. Because you got 500 a week for broadcasting once. And then if you wait a few days, like 3, you get 1,000 because they say, hey, you haven't broadcast in a few days. You want here's 1,000 to broadcast, and the 50 coins a day just for checking in after 5 days. Yeah, that's all it takes. 5 days, and you're getting 50 a day. So, I mean, they keep raising the coins. You know, the cost of the coin. Well, the what a coin will get you. It used to be multiples of. They used to have multiples at 200, and they had one at 300. Now there's one at 200, and the next level is, but 3,500 to 3,550. So 3,500 times 12. There's, wait, what? No, 42,000 in coins in a year, assuming, and then you can even sprinkle in the odd 1,000, and like if you do that just twice a month, that's an extra 24,000 or 2,400. That's almost like real money. I mean, it's only coins, but it's translates into money that you can, like, it's okay to support a broadcaster in multiple ways. Oh, he's nagging us. Is it a nag or is it just sharing truth? I mean, if you like, or if you just want to outright sponsor them. I mean, yeah, I know money's tough, but there's good, there's some good people here doing some good shit here. So here. So yeah, you can freely gather coins, and then there's the other things that you do that and you don't have to be shy. I mean, I get it. It's your nature to be stream shy, even if you broadcast yourself. Me, I love to be in streams and interacting with whoever's streaming, and so I'm always happy to get that interaction. Anyway, 204. Hmm. 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 Say, I was thinking that Tony Asavande would be Thursday, Friday story thing, but I don't know right now. I'm not feeling Tony Asavande, the 17-year-old ghost. Well, the ghost of a 17-year-old who died of leukemia in 2011, who's now haunting his school. Can he leave the school? Oh yeah, and he can't communicate, so he needs another ghost to communicate for him. Man, the cards were not with me that day, because cards are, the color and suit affects things, and none of the audience were even stepped in to allow me to overrule the cards, because people trump cards. But so I want to have more narrative options in my streaming. I'm gonna get back to reading Ilonata and Draw Timber is still coming. That's where you pick a number of drawings a day that you're gonna race to do. So it could be one. It could be as many as 16. Like I'm doing 16 and 48 for all 30 days. So that's 480, because over a 25-year period, I want to draw 12,000 drawings of the racing kind, where I have a set amount of time and a set number of drawings. So you could do one, you could do two, four. Divide your paper accordingly, or fold your paper accordingly, and oh yeah, just stream it, and then label it Draw Timber. In a perfect world, would have we'd be doing this for raising money. Maybe someday. Because all I know this year is there's going to be one person doing Draw Timber all 30 days, and that's me. Um, Another thing that another one of those themed months that I had a thought on, Octoblerone, where you would once a week you would make art with Toblerone chocolate. You know, if you melted it down, and you could do art with it. I mean, someone could do that. And then ideally you would eat the art, so you're not wasting the chocolate. Like, so much food waste is just, well, really stupid. Uh, Unavoidable. And then something, well, that would require, well, if you want, you could do it yourself, but it'd work better with a little help. Pizzuary, where you'd have a pizza a night for supper all through January. So yes, you could do it in February too, but January was the first. And then you could do it yourself, and then I'd ideally you'd stream about it and other things. Like, say if you did it by yourself, or if you did it with up to 3 other people, you could talk about, well, you could talk about anything, but the pizza's just I don't know, the the random the interesting element of it. What pizza would you take, or you know, you know, okay, because the idea, imagine that the pizza for the month is paid, and whatever money you don't spend on the pizza, you keep. So you have to buy a pizza every day, and it has to be finished by breakfast the next day. So would you go all in on frozen? Would you go to a restaurant? Would you like Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza in Canada, homemade pizza, a combination? Would you, at the end of the month, would you have a nice little, no? Would you have any money left over? Would you have hundreds of dollars in your pocket? I mean, I would do pizzuary. So, if any pizza restaurants or frozen pizza maker, Delicio, I wonder if they're on Instagram. Yeah, I'm not doing Twitter these days. Otherwise, I would hit them up and say, "Hey, Delicio, let's talk about pizzuary." What? Well, you see, oh, now maybe what they'd say was, nah, hard pass. But in the movie version, they'd say, "Yes, let's do this. Month of pizzas for you." A month of pizzas for you. A month of pizzas for you. A month of pizzas for you. Could you eat pizza 31 days in a month? How many days a week could you eat pizza without hating pizza for the rest of your life? Like, outside of a pizzeria, I could do pizza 6 days a week because hamburgers. I love hamburgers on Saturday. It's the one meal I've had the most throughout my life because Saturday was almost always, well, growing up, and since I left home, I've kept that up. Pizza was Saturday. I mean, barbecue hamburgers. Sorry, hamburgers was Saturday. Pizza growing up was a rarity. Someone in the family, they don't eat pizza because they don't eat pizza because it's not good for them. Um, that's a cruel fate, in my opinion. But there are worse fates, in terms of what you can and can't eat. So yeah, hamburgers was almost always Saturday, and barbecue hamburgers are certainly better than fried or in the oven, but it is still the emotional importance of hamburgers. So it's a very rare Saturday for me that I don't eat hamburgers for supper. Even if I'm just having mustard and ketchup with the hamburger, because growing up, tomatoes, lettuce, peppers, cucumbers, and pickles. Condiments, ketchup, mustard, relish, homemade relish too. Homemade pickles. So I don't eat relish unless it's homemade, and I rarely eat pickles unless they're homemade. And the pickle making has declined as well. Time goes on, and people do less of certain things they used to do more of. So if I can't learn how to, if I don't try to learn how to make the homemade pickles, well then guess what? I don't get homemade pickles. And if I had to choose, well, let's see, there was three. There was, well, the hot dog relish, bread and butter pickles, and gherkins. Of the three, which could I do with least in terms of hamburgers? Yeah, the gherkins. Of course, gherkins were also good for sandwiches. But yeah, I would I would dump the gherkins first. And then what would I see? Relish is good for it's good for it's good for hamburgers and hot dogs. Um, those are the principal uses of it. So that's a tough call. Hot dog relish or bread and butter pickles, because bread and butter pickles, hamburgers, hot dogs, tuna, salmon sandwiches. Ooh, you can't force me to make that choice. Well, not for free anyway. Uh, wow. I have 30 people watching my drawing sit there. And hearing the sound of my not made for radio voice. Now, it may not be made for radio, but 20,700 views since, well, certainly since March. Um, I guess I had the odd view before in February since December of last year, but the March began in earnest in March and March. And even when I couldn't stream, I was still getting views were adding up because I started to write and I was posting drawings, so those count towards the views, obviously. And now that I am broadcasting multiple times throughout the day, I'm within range. I could, you'd ask me back in March, how many views do you think you'd have at the end of the year? I wouldn't have said, 42,000. Because I have some lack of charismas. And so I know people that, I know there's people with well, thousands more views than I do. So they're like, yeah, 20,000, yeah, okay, clap, clap, clap. But I got 80,000 views, 100. But hey, I'm chugging along. If I hit 40,000 at the end of the year, and if I'm go through a full year where I'm what 200 views a day, 200 times 30, that's 6,000. So even just 4,000 views, that's 48,000. So what, 50,000 views? I'd have an outside chance of 100,000 views by the end of next year. Because if I could, I could have days where I get 300 views and even 400 views. Oh yeah, and I just realized what I'd like to have a day of is 1,000 views. So, and on my 50th birthday, that'd be a great day to have 1,000 views. So on my birthday, I am going to schedule one, two, three, four, five, five broadcasts on my birthday because I don't know where. Well, yeah, I don't think I'll be going out, even though. Hmm. Oh, pubs are open right now. Pubs and bars are open, but so I don't know. But I want to. Hmm. Yeah, I go out early on my birthday. Get a couple of drinks and come home and broadcast. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'd like to schedule 5 broadcasts on my birthday, and one for each 10 year, because I'm the big 50. I'm 50 years old. Apologies to anyone who hates it when people go 50 for 50. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. It amuses. It's a. I know it's a pet peeve for someone, but it amuses me to say 50. So, if I had to guess how many live views I would get with this broadcast when I'm already at 30, well, let's see, I'm at 68%. Hmm. Well, I think I'll slip past 30 and maybe okay, the number that came to my mind was 36. So, I don't know if that's too optimistic, but considering the time of day it is in North America, that's a pretty good view total for a broadcaster with admittedly true uh, certain charisma issues because I seem to lack idea charisma because I believe that Haps needs a comic strip, and no one's asked about it. No one said, "Hey, that sounds cool. What'd you have in mind?" I even sent out ads to 3 people, including the person who reignited this idea in me because I had this idea before, like that. Um, I mean, we could make. Then we should make a short animated film. Even 5 minutes, even a 5 minute film. Yes, I know a lot of work and blah 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 and rights and yada 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 yada. And it's so easy just to say no, even if you're popular. Which, well, 20,700 views aside, I'm not captain of the popularity squad. So, Haps, if you're listening, this is something we could, you know. And yes, everybody's busy, but let's not forget, every 7 days there's 168 hours. But that isn't, but I'm still, I mean, hey, I have optimism, pessimism, and realism. So I have them all. Because if I didn't have optimism, I would I even create? Because I mean, okay, I write and draw every day because to me it's like eating, breathing, and sleeping. Also, things that I do every day. That's what writing and drawing. A day is not complete for me without it. So if I didn't have the optimism that my arts have value, the writing and the drawing, even though I don't refer to myself as an artist, I'm a drawer because that's what I do. I draw. I don't think do I even have a skill set? Well, speed, I guess. But I don't think I'm good enough to call myself an artist. But what I draw is art. But I'm not an artist. So if I didn't have optimism, if I was all doom and gloom, though, if you're pointed towards some dark thoughts, you can do poetry, but are you gonna do it with the joy? Like, I like poetry enough that in a year I turn 50. Let's see, where am I now? It is August 18th, and I have written 668,925 words of poetry. Now you can, 35. Now anyone could argue the worth of that, but it's a crazy ambitious goal just to write a million words of all kinds, prose, uh, journal, poetry, but where you write a million words, because that's the year will be a success or fail based on a million words of poetry alone, because I've done some other writing, or not. And really, there's no reason for me not to have 700,000 words or more by the end of the month. Because I'm writing, well, yeah, I'm writing so far this year, every day I've written at least 1,000 words. So, okay, if I just did 1,000 words a day for the rest of the month, yeah, I wouldn't hit 700,000, but odds are I'll do better than that. So, yeah, I have a very good shot of 700,000 words by the end of the month. And then I just have to, well, okay. This year, because I'm turning 50, I decided I wanted the successful aim. I mean, if I just write a million words, a million words, a million, 1,020,000, yeah, that's a win. But the true goal, the goal that I will be happy with, 1,050,000, because the extra 50,000 is because I'm turning 50. So yeah, so in a year I turn 50, I added that writing poetry. I added the extra aim. Now has it? Well, I've done it the last 2 years, so yes, it's been done before that people have written a million words, and before me, sure, I'm sure. Uh, but you can be damn sure not a lot of people have done it. Not a lot of people would try to do it, and not a lot of people could, because the math alone for a million words, 2,740 a day, 19,000 a week, and 83,000, 84,000 a month. Like, you can't really take days off if you want to write a million words in a year. Like, first draft, I'm talking. Like, I'm not talking second draft. If you could do, or third or fourth, no. Because editing, yeah, you don't worry. Yeah, if you're trying to write a million words in a year, you're not. Okay, me, I'm not thinking editing. I mean, editing, obviously, yeah, it's a good thing and it's a necessary thing, but I'm coming at the million words. Maybe it's more of a circus act. Like, I liken how reality television is a circus act to, well, scripted television. Oh, and for the record, yeah, a lot of reality television, that's scripted too. It's just not, you know, dramas and soap operas and so forth, comedies. Uh, but I'm fine. I'm fine if someone thinks that's just a circus act, because it's still a hell of an accomplishment. And it's not just me going blah and then copy pasting. It's narrative, uh, poetry, just me writing about my life. It's still writing, and a million words. That's, you gotta be balls to the wall, or putting on your big girl panties to do a million words. To even think about writing a million words in a year. Of course, there would be hundreds of writers saying, "Yeah, but I'm getting published," or so I don't need your thing. And hey, that is true. I mean, if I was a successful novelist or journalist or comic strip writer, comic book writer, combination thereof, screenplay, screenwriter. Yeah. So maybe that's my thing. Share my words nakedly. Share them naked. No, I don't dress them up. I don't edit them. I don't brush their teeth and comb their hair. I just put them out there. Now, in a better year, I would put out I would post way more than I posted of my the first 2 years and this year. But I'm still I'm still bleeding the words, not actual blood, But I like I like to think of it poetically, and I'm bleeding words because that's a lot of writing, and I like to also refer to my what I'm doing instead of always talking about the number of words, because sometimes that's part of the writing. I'm talking about how much I've written, how much I want to write, and write. I talk about it as a farmer. I grew up on a farm. It was never going to be my thing, but hey, farming is a great thing. I mean, where would we be without farming? So, and it's kind of romantic. So I have a poet's blade. Her name is Babylon, and even though I only came up with the idea of a poet's blade this year, I've always had her. So for me, a field is 1,000 words, so half a field is 500. And streaming is a part of the writing thing because, well, if I wasn't a writer, I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't be thinking of, yeah. And some of the sites I've joined, like before I was drawing, I wasn't on Instagram. Like I only started drawing, I only committed to drawing in 2017. I should have committed to it long ago, but I flirted with drawing for a time a few years ago, but that didn't last. So yeah, that would be something I would go back and, if I could, and change. Of course, that would probably set up an alternate reality, but I thought for most of those, I say 30 years, but which would put it to 16, but it was probably longer than that, I mean, do I draw great? I draw well enough that I've made people happy by giving them drawings. So there's worth in that. I mean, not everything has to be. I mean, would I love to be able to? Like, I don't know. I couldn't envision myself being good enough to be drawing sequentially, but if I was a little, I could see myself getting, though this would have been a lot easier 30 years ago. Maybe almost getting good enough to drawing a comic strip. That would be a pretty happy thing to do. You know, draw a comic strip and do that 7 days a week. Um, so I went from 30 to 39. That's a good little. So this the early quarter, the first quarter is turning out not to be a bad time for me to be broadcasting, even though most of North America or much of North America is asleep. So what are you're either a lot of you are night owls, or I'm talking to Europeans and Asians, Aussies, Kiwis. So Guten Morgen if you're in Germany. Though yeah, it's still morning. Yeah, and I could do a whole bunch of, because I have a translator app, so I could do a whole bunch of good mornings. Maybe I'll do that one day. So, who wants to answer the question of the day? Wherein one pair, the Anjou pair, you get to be your spirit animal or an animal of your choosing, and you are guaranteed not to die. Well, it's not really meant to be pointed at the keyboard, but no, the keyboard is just and it's just pointed here because, well, unless some hot woman comes along and says, "Oh, I want to see your face," they're not going to get this. So they'll get this. Uh, so BMT Depressed Pig, welcome aboard. Uh, I'm guessing by the lack of a picture you're new to Haps. Are you down to answer any of the questions of the day? Or you're already gone? You let me know. I like to engage with my viewers. I have viewers. Well, ooh, I got the 40. I got the 40. Can I get the 50? Can I get the 50? Can I get the 50? Oh, got to 44. Whoa. I went to 43 and then to 44. Well, It's only 2 minutes ago, but maybe BMT, deep underscore depressed underscore pig, has come and gone. Well, thank you for coming by. Thank you for dropping in. Even if it was a one off comment, I appreciate the chance for interaction. Who else will drop by? Anyone? Bueller? So far, none of my neighbors have hammered on the wall or floor and said, "Shut up." Well, they wouldn't say "shut up," they just hammer. And then I'd be like, bother. Because I'm enjoying these first quarter broadcasts. Because it also means I'll probably be doing some writing. Ooh, I'm down to 55%. Wow. 55% and 1 hour. Oh yeah, that's true. I started at 1:30. Yeah. Let's see if this moved the needle to 2,800. Probably not. Definitely not. Let's get me to 2,800 with this broadcast. I just need another 56, possibly less. Okay, that's a lot of people. Even 44 is a lot. Though I will have. Yes, I left. I exited the broadcast. I exited the broadcast on the desktop and then came back in and didn't immediately mute myself, so I don't need to hear my voice. As long as you're hearing my voice and seeing whatever visual I have for you, that's enough for me. It would have been interesting to see what BMT would have said about today's question. Would he choose to be live for a day as a spirit animal or just animal, guaranteed not to be killed, or would he have chosen to be a woman for a day, or passed on the fruit for today? And the fruit does have to be passed on. Once during the 7 day period, or death. Sorry, serious magic, serious gifts. Ooh. Hmm. Ooh. Well, it's my broadcast, so knock knock. Now I'll see if anyone answers the knock knock. And then I'll have to come up with a knock knock on the spot because I don't have any knock knock prepared. But what are the odds? that someone's gonna pop in and say, "Who's there?" Judging by the shyness of you, my audience, who I am grateful for, because it's nice to see the numbers grow to something not insignificant. I mean, a reach that I have of 20,700 is. I've reached 20,700 is pretty good. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm safe with that knock knock joke. I think I'll put my feet up and just talk because I don't think I'm drawn again this quarter unless someone demands it. And you know my price. So, where are you viewing me from? I'll speak in a minute. I was just yawning. Oh, yes, my turn to talk. Um, I don't know. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to talk about Tony Savande, even though it's only Wednesday? And I'd really like to jot down in a separate place what I've learned of Tony Savande. I mean, the first day was easy.